How you doing, everyone? Turkey Buzzard here. Happy 2017. Well, I'm in Sanctuary Hills, and I haven't come here to build since last summer on my original playthrough. When they first came out with mods for Xbox, I built a huge military fort here, and it took so much time and work that since then I've avoided coming back here on my various playthroughs to build. So I decided it's time to come back here and build, and I will do a tour of the entire town at some point, but for now I just want to show you something that I've been working on this week to make up for not having a settlement build last week. I decided to build something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I've built small versions of it, but never anything this big. So I decided it was time to build a big hospital. And obviously, if you come to the hospital in an ambulance, they're going to back into the main doors of the emergency room. But I want to take you in the front doors of the hospital and give you the proper tour. It's Boston General Hospital. And when we first walk into the hospital, the first thing I want to show you is my version of the dreaded elevator glitch. And what happens is you leave your elevator on an upper floor and you fast travel away, and when you come back all your buttons have disappeared. So I have an elevator that's out of order. It's not a big deal. I have another elevator and I will repair that when it's sometime, but until then it's out of order. So this is the emergency room, and it's got a large waiting area. And of course, we've got a triage area here. I used the Snap and Build mod to build the hospital itself, the walls, ceilings, floors, foundations, whatever. But Snap and Build's an excellent mod, a lot of materials to work with. But this is the triage area. It's where they'll check you out, find out what ails you, and what type of treatment you might need. Over here is lab testing. When you first come in, you'll sign in. And you wait until they call you, or you can have whatever, your blood work, or possibly come in here for radiation therapy. They'll scan you for radiation, and if necessary you'll go through the decontamination arch and they'll remove the radiation for you. If you need blood work, you'll come into the lab and they'll be glad to take your blood. This hospital took a lot of work to build, and also I have a lot of people working here, so it was a lot of work, but it was worth it. This is the employees' entrance to the triage area. And these are bathrooms, which brings me to another mod I want to mention. ElvenBlossom's items, soap dishes, mirrors, and for the very first time, toilet paper. I just can't believe that this game never gave us toilet paper. I mean, come on. So I really love ElvenBlossom's. They've got that and tons of other stuff. It's a mod comparable to OCDecorator. And now we're coming to the area that I think was my favorite area to build in this entire hospital. I really like this area, which is probably an awful thing to say because it's the morgue. But Do It Yourself mod gave me all those drawer fronts for the cold storage for the bodies. And this is where they would do autopsies to find out cause of death and whatever. But I really enjoyed building this area. And of course I had to build stairs because settlers do not use elevators, so of course I had to put in stairways. But I would rather use an elevator, and I thank God I had the foresight to put in 2 elevators, or I would be using the stairs. But second floor, first thing you notice is, of course, the nurse's station. And although I didn't do a maternity ward, I did do a nursery area. And I think the Institute lab bays worked well for incubators. And since we don't have babies, I used a couple Jangles, the moon monkeys. But of course we have the intensive care unit. If you're in critical condition, you'll come here where they can keep a very close eye on you since it's right next to the nurse's station. And they can monitor your condition very closely. Out here around the corner, we have a couple small employee bathrooms. They're nothing big, but they're just for employees. I won't show you the other one. It's the same as that one. This is X-ray. And I thought those big TV camera things worked well for X-ray equipment. But of course I had to put in the little room that they hide in when they take your X-ray so they're not exposed to the radiation. Next door is surgery. If you need surgery, they'll bring you in here. Do the surgery here. And once they're done operating on you, of course, they'll move you next door to the recovery room. But that's pretty much it for the second floor. So now we'll scoot up to the third floor. And of course the first thing you see again on the third floor is the nurse's station. And all the rooms on this floor are pretty much exactly the same with the exception of this room here, which is just a storage room. Extra linens, chemicals, supplies, whatever they need is stored there. But this entire third floor is all patients' rooms. So if you need an extended stay, you'll stay up here on the third floor. And they're all 2-man rooms. And they all have their own bathrooms. The bathrooms aren't big, but they don't need to be for a patient's room. And as I said, all these rooms are pretty much exactly the same. But it took a lot of work, you know, putting all this stuff in here. You know, not just the building itself, but all the furniture and, you know, everything. But I tried to make these hospital rooms like real hospital rooms, you know. I mean, I gave them TVs and, you know, chairs for visitors and whatever. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, you know, it was a lot of work. Lighting, signs, furniture, decorations. There's just so much involved to building this, and it took a long time, but I had a lot of fun building it. And as I said, I'm going to add more to this town, and as I do, I'll do tour videos, and I will do one probably when I'm finished on a tour of the entire town. But for now, that's pretty much it until next week. If you have any suggestions or comments, I'd really be happy to hear them. Glad to respond to anybody. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. It really helps me out a lot. But I really want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next week.